I'm going to be talking a lot of sports. I'm going to get angry at some stuff. I'm going to give some people some respect. I've been pigeonholed a little bit as angry guy. I'm not always angry guy. That's only 85% of my day. It's not fair to me.
Welcome back to Closer Look. Hope you had a wonderful weekend with Michael Friscolanti. I'm Scott Sexsmith. Okay, I'm excited about tonight's program.
Yes, you've been talking about it.
Well, you know, we're sports guys. That's not a secret. But one of the good guys has rejoined the business as of today, leaving, I guess, what you would call traditional media and launching a brand new podcast.
Yeah, Sid Seixeiro was a longtime breakfast television host, and before that, longtime
Tim and Sid.
Yeah, Tim and Sid was definitely, you know, one of the most famous sports personalities in the country.
Yeah,
strong opinion, smart guy,
very.
And it was a bit of it was an interesting choice that he left to go to breakfast television, right? Doesn't happen very often. Whereas, you know, hardcore sports personality will move over there. I thought he did a great job doing it. He was good at it. He's a very engaging guy, very plugged in. But then there was kind of an abrupt departure. Him and his co-host were let go last year. He's kind of been off for the last year, and recently has been teasing the fact that he has this new podcast coming out. It's going to be a live podcast.
Yes, on YouTube,
And it's an independent company that's operating it. And you reached out to him and asked me to jump on and talk to us after his first taping, and he agreed to it. I think it's a great time to catch up with him, and I think a lot of people who miss his opinions are going to be happy to have him back.
For more than a decade, he helped change the sound of sports talk in this country as one half of the duo of Tim and Sid, then spent some time waking up Torontonians as the host of breakfast television, and earlier today he launched the latest chapter of his career, a sports-based podcast called The Sid Seixeiro Show. I won't lie, it's nice to have him and his strong opinions back on the air, and we're pleased to have him with us tonight on our airwaves. Sid Seixeiro, welcome to the Closer Look. It's great to have you here.
Scott, Michael, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me. My fear is once you take a closer look, you will want to end this interview quickly. is my true fear. That's my true fear.
Thanks for joining us, Sid.
Okay, I love how this thing's starting already. Sid, it's been a year that you've been off and away from a mic. How did you feel that time, and was it nice to get away from it all?
It was an adjustment at first. Because like when you go, I don't think there's anything more messed up in broadcasting than going from a morning television show to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did have to kind of find my feet in terms of what I was now going to do. Like, what is this jogging that everyone talks about to go outside and run for an extended period of time? I didn't know what that was. So I had to find new rhythm. And I did enjoy the break. I've been very, very careful how I talk about the break to people who hate their jobs. Because as you would expect, if you have a job you hate, you don't want to hear from me.
No.
That's not anything anyone wants to hear. But it was quite the sabbatical. I have to be honest with the both of you. It was you know, we had some, not to get into the details, but it was good. We had some family issues come up that it was good that I was free for.
Mm-hmm.
And we, thankfully, everything's good, and we kind of took care of some things. But like, if you got a job, I mean, you guys know how it is. It's just, it gets tougher. So it was one of the most unique experiences of my entire life to do nothing and fill my days with lunches and treadmills. I did get on a treadmill. I know I look great. You guys don't have to say it.
Yeah.
You don't have to say it. And but once you find the rhythm of the day, you know, a little TV here, a little news there, a coffee there, run some errands here, you know, and doing the morning show, I got used to having my mornings kind of useful for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just do stuff. I would wake up at 7 o'clock every morning. Like I'm now that guy. I never used to be that guy. Now I am. It is. The polite part of me says it was, you know what, it was good, but I'm glad it's over. The honest part of me says it was the best damn thing I've ever experienced. To just have a year where I am under 50 years old. Thankfully, my joints still work. and I could just kind of do stuff, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
It sounds pretty good. It sounds like you were describing Scott's workday: a little bit of treadmill, a little bit of lunch, not much else going on. I assume there's a bit of adjustment too, because if you're doing breakfast television or any kind of morning show, I'm assuming you're up at like 3 a.m, right, or 4 a.m. to get to the office.
I'll tell you exactly what the schedule was. I'm up at 3:30. We have. I would be one of 3 people to walk into the breakfast television studios at around 4:30. Another was a producer, a young man named Nick Holland, who I love, just a great worker, a great guy, and the one and only Tammy Sutherland. It would be the 3 of us who would walk in there, and we'd have our first meeting on Teams. Thank God I don't have to do Teams anymore. My first meeting on Teams was at 4:45 with the whole group. There's a lot of us on that call, a lot of us, but 3 of us were in the building. And then we'd do the show. We'd have another meeting after. I'd come home around noon, flip on CNN, see how much the world has burned, have lunch. And then, like, your afternoons to you, I wasn't a napper. If I napped during the day, I was not sleeping at night. I was in big trouble. Mm-hmm. So I tried to stay awake as best I could. And I'd probably have a normal TV night. Like, I'd be out by 9:30. I'd be in bed by 9:30. So that was, it was a hard sked, but it taught me a lot. And I met some amazing people. I bet. We'll get this question out of the way, Sid. Can you talk at all about what happened at BT? Why the sudden departure? I'm going to get to, with respect to both of you, I'm going to dive into this Friday on the show, on the podcast.
Okay.
I haven't really talked about it publicly, but there was, like, a lot of people, like, something happened to me online after I left BT that I wasn't used to. People were nice to me. And so I'm going to go through my version of that later this week.
Okay.
And it's not like some tell-all salacious thing. It's going to be rather boring, but there's more to it on my end than people know. And I'd like to get that one out there because I think it's important. But that'll be later this week. But I'll tell you what, Rogers on the way out. I was with Rogers from 2011 till last year, and they treated me very well, very well. The contracts were fair. They were generous. I think I did as much for them as they did for me. And it was a great relationship. They've done a lot for me and my family. My brother still works there at what was formerly 680 News.
Right.
I believe it's now City News Radio. And Alex Seixeiro, he's great.
Mm-hmm.
So the relationship's still there. I think that might disappoint some people because they want a bit more juice in it. But they were good to me on the way out. They were. And but I'll dive into that. In respect to your question, I apologize, but I'm going to hold off on that a little till the Friday edition of the Sid Seixeiro Show live on YouTube, X, and the Book of Faces.
That's a perfect teaser.
All right.
Well,
We'll
done.
Tune in Friday, and boring or not, it doesn't matter as long as it drives subscribers. Really?
That's what I'm told.
That's what matters.
That's what I'm told.
I said, let's talk about the new podcast. What's it about? What can we expect?
I mean, I'm diving back into what I used to do sports-wise. This is content-wise, this is going to be basically the exact same thing. So I'm kind of cheating. Like, I've done this job before. I'm cheating a little bit. It's going to be, there's a heavy Toronto angle to it, no doubt about it. And I know a lot of your communities that subscribe to this website and these podcasts, they're, regardless of the community they are throughout the province of Ontario, they're Jays fans, they're Leaf fans, they're Raptor fans. Listen, the Sens, kind of an interesting team. A lot of ways. So basically it's Toronto centric, but we're going to broaden it across the country whenever it's convenient to us. We have 100% control of editorial, so we'll decide where we go and when. And that includes Olympics, that includes World Cup. Like, we basically been told, do what you normally would do, and we'll support you from the company I'm with, Sick Media.
Right.
And I'm like, done.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be talking a lot of sports. I'm going to get angry at some stuff. I'm going to give some people some respect. I've been pigeonholed a little bit as angry guy. I'm not always angry guy. That's only 85% of my day. It's not fair to me.
You haven't showed any anger yet. It's been a super positive conversation so far.
This has been a delight with the three of us.
That's right.
I agree.
That's right. Well, let's get angry. How about we start? How about we practice for the show, right?
Oh,
it's
good.
Monday, right? Okay, Sid.
Get my reps in.
Yeah, Toronto Maple Leafs. Go.
I'll tell you where they're not going. The playoffs. That's where they're not going. And you know what else went? 2 first-round draft picks last year at the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Now they were a first-place team. People don't give Brad Treliving, the GM of the Leafs, the benefit of the doubt. That team was a first-place team, and they looked like they had gotten their you-know-what together with a new head coach in Craig Berube. So the context of the moment, I think, has to be said more out loud. I'm kind of a Berube guy, and I'm kind of a Treliving guy. The mistakes have been made by both, but I think the context of those picks in hindsight are important because for the next 2 years, they don't have first-round picks. This team is old and slow, and that includes some of their best players. And that's a problem. So I think, at least for this year, the trade deadline, for those who don't know, I believe is Friday, March the 6th. It's a big day. I love that they've made the trade deadline Friday. It's the best thing the NHL has done in a long time. It's a lot of fun. Just feels like the weekend. Yeah. Who gets a 3rd-round pick? Let's go. It's the weekend. I think the Leafs are in way more trouble than people realize because there are no kids coming up. So what do? This is going to be fascinating. I worked for Keith Pelle. Keith Pelle brought me into Rogers Communications, along with Scott Moore. I owe a lot to those two men, a lot. And the one thing I know about Keith is he doesn't like to lose. So if people are expecting some type of drawn-out rebuild with this team, and for people not familiar, if a rebuild means you got to be bad to get good picks. Vancouver's going through that right now. I don't think Keith has the mandate from Ed Rogers and Tony Staffieri up top. I don't think that's how they're thinking. And I don't think that's how Keith thinks. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. This is not whatever happens with this Leaf team, I'm telling you, this will be a Houdini act based on the damage Brendan Shanahan did to it. This will be very difficult to do. Keith can do it. Keith's been doing this his whole career. We'll see.
You're not rusty at all, Sid. Look at how easy that was. You jumped right back in and no problem giving a strong opinion that's going to get people going.
I got to be, you know what? I'm not doing any pods the rest of the week. I'm just running this.
That's right. It would help us out.
Show. You guys with Sid, Scott, and Mike. Here we go in the afternoons.
Any residuals in play? I'm just asking for a friend.
Exactly.
My residuals, I will give you a kind word, which is better than money.
That's the best. Yeah, we'll take that.
We'll take it, absolutely. Sid, you mentioned you're kind of cheating a bit, taking a chapter out of an older book. Let's go back to the Score Tonight days. You guys were just 2 young kids talking sports, doing highlights, and having a blast in the process. Did you ever in your wildest dreams envision what that would evolve into with Tim and Sid?
No. Like I knew we worked very well together right away. And there were those around us in the production who had a lot of faith in us right away. Like Anthony Ciccione is a guy who ran the Score as a program director. And he kind of saw something in us. And Tim and I we just kind of laughed at the same Toronto things, if that makes sense. Like we would watch CFMT and recite the same Portuguese travel commercials back to us.
I know what you're talking about.
CFMT is, but it was
Channel 47, Cable 12.
Yeah,
that's great.
Nailed it.
That's great.
So like we just, Tim and I just we laughed at the same stuff.
Yeah.
And we were allowed to do that highlight show together. And it was a lot of fun. Now that show was called Score Tonight with Sid and Tim. And when it got canceled, we said, my name cannot go in the front of it. It's bad. It's bad luck. So anything we did after the fact, Tim justifiably, because I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious. I did not want my name in the front of it. So this podcast is the first time my name has been on the front of anything since the grand failure of 2009 or whatever it was, where my name was on the front. So this is a big risk on my end. So we'll see how it plays out.
There's the headline.
But yeah, we knew Tim and I knew early we worked very well together.
Yeah. That's great. That's the headline, grand failure. Is he going to be involved in any way? Is he going to be a guest once in a while, you think?
Oh, well, listen, we'll see. I'll say this. I'm very much looking forward to the future, but I do know from experience, Rogers Communication take care of their talent pretty well, and sometimes you don't feel like you have to share them.
Mm-hmm. That makes
sense. If that makes sense.
Yep,
yeah, it does.
And I get it. And I completely understand it. So this is the awkward part of this, is I have a lot of friends over there, and I have some friends at Bell who I respect a lot, and I love their on-air work, and I would love to do other stuff with them. But I don't know the internal feelings on me. I don't know the internal feelings on what I'm doing. And quite frankly, this is a sports show in Toronto. We're going to be commenting on Rogers every day.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
They own all of the stuff. Exactly. So it's like, I don't, at some point I have to tread a little carefully, because I do, some of the broadcasters at Rogers and TSN are some of the best in North America, not just in the country, in North America. On the other hand, I don't like to beg. And I think I've done this before, and I look forward to a unique chapter in my career. So we'll see how it goes. But listen, I am a sports media junkie in this country, and I watch everything and I listen to everything. I love to work with as many people as I can. Sure.
Sid, you mentioned friends in the industry. What's the reaction been? What are you hearing from those friends and other colleagues within the sports biz?
I'm hearing a lot of support. I'm a little, I've been gone for a year.
Yeah.
Right? The hair's a little grayer. I don't know if you can tell.
Still look good.
Damn, thank you. I'll do this show anytime.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys are so nice. But you just don't. My only anxiety in the process was I've been gone a long time. And are people going to care? Are they still like that about me in sports? Will they allow me back in sports? I left sports. That's a betrayal in some people's eyes. Mm-hmm. Hard betrayal. And I didn't know what the reaction would be. It was overwhelming. And specifically in terms of the question you asked, from people in the industry, yes. Publicly and privately. Some people weren't comfortable publicly saying anything, and they texted me, and I'll always appreciate them for it. It's the sense I'm getting. No one said this to me exactly. The sense I'm getting is my timing in becoming an independent media contractor is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. That could be an understatement.
Mm-hmm. And I think I heard Elliot Friedman say this on his podcast about a month and a half ago. He said, at some point we're all going to be independent contractors in this business. Mm-hmm. I feel lucky I'm getting a bit of a head start here. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking forward to it. I am.
A couple more questions. Thanks again for all your time, Sid. Just back to sports. We're all very passionate about the upcoming men's hockey Olympic team. Here's a question for you to ask, or to pretend you're on your show again. Is it right that we as Canadians care so much about this year because of what's happening in the U.S.? Does it feel like if we lose, we're losing everything if we don't beat the United States this year?
No, it's completely unacceptable, and Mark Carney should be held accountable for it if we lose. 100%.
Yep. Perfect.
I think this is Melanie Jolie's big moment if we lose the gold medal. She is like a heartbeat away from the Prime Minister's office. No, I don't know if you guys caught it, but it's running already. I don't know if it was a CBC production specifically. It felt Sportsnet, but they had the artist The Weeknd song "Save Your Tears for Another Day" playing under video of Canada just beating the States constantly in the Olympics and the Four Nations.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Nice.
I saw this run for the first time a couple nights ago. I almost jumped off my couch. It was so good.
Oh, nice.
I strongly encourage you both and any of your listeners or viewers to watch it. That is the temperature, though. And quite frankly, with Russia being banned for all the reasons that they've been banned for, Canada needs that team to hate.
Yep.
I've grown up my whole life. There's been that team to hate for a variety of reasons. I can't go into a tournament saying, I hope we kick Latvia's ass. I can't do that.
I know.
Let's have the bad guy. Now they won't be fighting like in the Four Nations, because you will get thrown out in this tournament for fighting.
Yeah.
I hope people know that.
Yeah.
But Canada's going to win the gold. Canada is going to win the gold by an easy, comfortable margin. This will be, they don't have to build dressing rooms properly in Milan. They can put them in a bus shelter to get changed. Canada and McCarr and McDavid and Crosby and McKinnon are going to show up. They're going to kick their ass in a severe way. We're all going to be up at like 8 o'clock that Sunday morning, later this month, watching it. And it's going to be the greatest thing ever. And it's been a long time since I got this riled up about nation v nation. It was last year's Four Nations, got this riled up for all the obvious reasons. I'm just as riled up this year. This has to happen. And I'm serious. Mark Carney has a lot to answer for if Canada doesn't beat the States in ice hockey for both men and women in Milan. I'm kidding about the Carney, but they better win.
Right on.
They better win. We got the better team on both sides. Get it done. Enough. Let's go.
All right. Sid, we've recently learned that the great Buck Martinez is hanging up the microphone and moving into retirement. Good for him. Maybe a couple of words about Buck, if you would.
Buck, when I worked at Sportsnet, was extremely kind to me. There is an aura with Buck. There is an aura with Buck. There are things about Buck that are mystical. I've heard someone tell me they have seen the process of what Buck would do to get his hair to look like that. And it is Gandalf the Grey stuff from Lord of the Rings. Like he's a baseball wizard. And you saw it numerous times last year. Like I can't, cancer's touched so many of us. Or in many ways, like to have Buck come back from treatment to call games and like travel across the country and not miss a beat. Like you've seen broadcasters who've been through things and it's obvious they're not exactly 100%. And it's sometimes tough to listen to and you feel bad for them. Buck came back and sounded better than I've ever heard him. And on top of that, it was during a year, one of the more memorable Blue Jay seasons in the history of time. Like, I'll never forget last season. I do regret he can't do the 50th. And he wasn't overly revealing in the statement he made about why he's retiring, but we can all come to our own conclusions on that. The bottom line is Buck's deserved his break, and he is an absolute legend. Him and Dan Schulman in the booth together.
Yeah, magic.
I hope Canadian baseball fans realize what they had.
It was something.
Because and I'm a Joe Siddle guy. I love Joe Siddle. I'm assuming Joe's going to move in. I haven't heard yet. But Joe was primed and Joe was ready. He's experienced and he's an awesome human being. Yeah. Buck and Dan together were a symphony every night. And when when Rogers had 4 or 5 million people watching those Blue Jay games, it was probably more than that, forgive me. And when you have those two anchors off the front of the broadcast like that, you've already won. Yeah. Like that's who you want running the ship. And I want to thank Major League Baseball for allowing Sportsnet to do that. They don't allow that normally.
No.
Right.
In the States, that's not like local broadcasters leave when the playoffs come.
Yep.
So Buck, as an analyst, one of the best I've ever heard, he was also like right behind Dan Schulman in terms of a play-by-play guy. Do you know how hard that is to do?
Absolutely.
To be great at both? That's crazy good. Buck Martinez is an all-time franchise legend, and I wish him all the best. And a bittersweet day, but Buck's going to be fishing somewhere. He's going to keep his schedule packed with stuff. So just sad to hear, but what a career.
Yeah,
what a career.
For sure. All right. Well said. Okay. Before we let you go, final plug for the show. It debuted earlier today. Where can people watch it and subscribe?
We are live every day at noon. I want to keep hammering that because it's kind of a risky thing sometimes. Some broadcasters don't want to go live with the pod. That's the only way I know. So we're live at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific every day on YouTube, X, and Facebook. If you can, if you're in your car and you just want to download the pod, it's on Spotify, it's Apple Music, it's on all the places. And if you want to subscribe on YouTube and give it a like, that if you want to support the show that way, that's an even better way to do it. We appreciate it if you do. And you might not be able to get away from me at this point. Now I'm a problem. now I'm a problem. So hopefully I don't annoy too many people.
I'm glad we got to talk to you at the beginning of the problem. That's perfect.
That's right.
Best time to talk to me.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Best time.
All right, good stuff. You know what? Our business is better with you back in it. There's Sid Seixeiro. Sid, good to see you. We appreciate your time tonight.
Appreciate you both. Take care. Thanks, guys.
We've said this before. You get a guest like that, and we're all sports guys, and we don't want to make this a sports podcast because that's not what it is. But when you get somebody of national recognition and who is as good at his job as Sid Seixeiro is,
Yes.
On our show, it's a good chin wag, as they say.
Oh, I love those conversations. And this guy, he's like champing at the bit, right? You've been gone a year. You're ready to go. And I think it's a great addition. And I think he's right. The way the media landscape is changing so much, this is be interesting to watch how his show works. Because he's not working for Rogers. He's not working for Bell.
Yeah.
He's not working for us. He's working for himself. He's an independent. And I think we need that. We're kind of like an independent too. Village is an independent, and this is the new landscape.
Nobody tells us what to do, right? We have complete editorial autonomy.
Except Derek.
Well,
Derek doesn't do.
Look, everybody has at least one boss.
That's right. No, great conversation. Thanks, Sid, for joining us.
Absolutely. All right. That's it for us tonight on this Monday. Closer look at villagemedia.ca. What do you think about the Sid Seixeiro show? Let us know and make sure that you subscribe. He's one of the good ones. Derek Turner at the controls this evening, as always. For Michael Friscolanti, I'm Scott Sexsmith. Thanks for your time. We'll see you tomorrow night at 7 right here on Closer Look.
Frisco and Scott's Wardrobe provided in part by Moores, Sault Ste. Marie.